There's a story that I've told on TikTok about how you got ripped off by Drake. You want to run us through that story, bro? Do you have a favourite party story or craziest industry story that you've had? I know there's plenty.
These are literally like the most aesthetically beautiful burgers you'll ever see.
Have you ever wondered what some of Australia's biggest party animals chow down after a night on the turfs? Well, welcome to Hangover Heroes, where we dive into the greasy, saucy, and oh so satisfying world of hangover cures with the pros who have seen it all, done it all, and lived to tell the story. From secret breakfast burritos to fries that'll bring you back to life, we're uncovering the go-to cures that keep these legends rocking week after week. On episode 1, we catch up with an old friend of mine, Shags, who used to run some of the biggest R&B nights in Melbourne and still does. He's a club owner, a DJ, and everything in between. Welcome to episode 1 of Hangover Heroes, where I go out with some of Melbourne's biggest party animals and nightlife hospitality experts to see how they recover from a big night out. Today, I've got my boy Shagsy, long-term friend and ex-business partner, and I want to find out, Shags, where you head when you've got home at 7 a.m, you can barely lift your head on the pillow. How are you recovering from your hangover, my man?
Guys, I'm Shags. We're at Royal Stacks Morrabin. This is the #1 go-to hangover spot.
Let's see how Royal Stacks stacks up for a hangover cure. Fucking Royal Stacks, bro.
Royal Stacks, cuz this is the spot.
All right, Shaggy, so we both had a couple of beers on the weekend and we're actually in need for this one, right? So it's probably the perfect test. When you're at Royal Stacks, you know, you're recovering and you need something to lift you up, what are you eating?
Man, hands down, the Saint, a massive burger, double patties, bit of jalapenos, bit of spice, large chips and a large Coke. Unbeatable.
All right, let's check it out.
Welcome to Royal Stacks. What can I get for you?
Cribbies get the Saint,
The Saint,
large chips,
truffle
mayo on the side,
mayo on the side,
and a large Coke Zero, please.
and a large Coke Zero.
And double that up, make it 2, please.
Easy, double up.
What
You
is
want
it?
to do chili cheese fries as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Sure, I'm up for it.
Yeah, done.
I wasn't even that hungry till I got here.
King of Coke, mate. So you can pick your options, you can get a bit of everything.
Man, this is the future. This is like Back to the Future.
Look at this, man.
We're now living in that timeline.
So you just hold it down.
Bro, I'm always holding it down.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
look, you just got it in blue.
Post-mix Coke is the shiznit.
Yes, cheers.
Thanks, Shags, for bringing us down today, man, to your local, I guess, haunt where you come fucking recover after the big weekend.
Yeah, boy.
On that topic, what did you get up to on the weekend, my man?
Man, went to Brooklyn on Queen at the Black Rabbit. That's my go-to haunt for the last 8 years now, I think. So yeah, was there. Had too many shots actually. I'm a bit hungover. So yeah, went there. It was actually popping. It's going off. Old school R&B. So yeah, it's a place to be. So it's good.
I'm also recovering. I went
Yeah?
to Sydney for a fireball event.
Oh man.
And I was emceeing with a dude called Braithen Astor, who's like a NRL guy.
Yeah, he's a legend.
And I was drinking fireballs and I was a bit nervous. I was like having drinks too quickly and then I ended up going to a house party in Bondi.
Oh no.
And it's day 3 and I'm still recovering. So it was in dire need of this fucking recovery meal. So again, thanks. So kicking into the next part of the questions and why I want to bring you down here is obviously have a bit of a chat. But basically I wanted to know, man, like working in our industry, everyone's got that mad hangover story. Like that one that like, you know, it's the one you'll never forget. And it almost stops you from drinking for a couple months, which I know you do relatively regularly.
Definitely.
So
Every
do
week.
you have, not a best, because it's definitely not the best, do you have a worse hangover story that in your time of, like, from drinking, I guess?
Man, there's been so many hangovers. It's just like it's hard to count. But there's always one that like kind of just sticks. I was in we're running an event in Mykonos in Europe, and like the usual before a flight, every time you go on a flight, you end up having a big one. So we
Do you?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know how it always happens, but we just have a big night before a flight, and then I think we had to be home by 6 o'clock. We rocked up at like 5:30 home to leave for like an 8 o'clock flight. Was absolutely rat shit. Was absolutely drunk. Made the flight from Mykonos to Pompeii, I think it was, or Naples, and then drove all the way to Amalfi Coast and to Rome, which is like an 8-hour drive or something like that.
Yeah.
And I honestly couldn't tell you what the Amalfi Coast looked like because I was just chucking the whole way outside the window. Like I was just like spewing the whole time. So couldn't tell you what it looked like, but yeah, I still to this day, it's like the worst hangover. So yeah.
How many days did it take you to recover?
I think I was in Europe and you try and get back on the wagon, but I couldn't do it. It was like probably a week. Like I just was drinking waters and just couldn't back it up. So yeah, it damaged me.
So you've been working in the nightlife industry, what, 15, 16 years?
Yeah, 15, 16.
Do you have a favourite party story or craziest industry story that you've had? I know there's plenty. There's no doubt there's some you can't tell, but is there one that you can kind of share with us today?
Probably like a really, really cool story, which I always remember to this day, is when we did Bow Wow at Empire. Sold out show, it was like 1,000 people or something like that. Absolutely killer. He came down, performed, and he kind of said to us, "Oh, I want to stay. I want to keep partying." But he's like, I want girls at the same time. So we kind of opened a VIP room. It was like 2:30 a.m. We closed at 3. Opened a VIP room. We were literally grabbing girls everywhere, trying to get them into this room just so we could have a big VIP party. And I literally from like 2:30 till about 4 o'clock, the club had closed and we were still partying. And it was just me and Bower in a room with like 100 girls just partying. I thought that was pretty cool, and yeah, something I kind of remember to this day. So yeah.
And that was my club.
Yeah, 100% your club.
Who let you keep the keys?
Can't say.
So, where'd you go to in Melbourne?
For me, Black Rabbit, anyway, I have to say that. But Black Rabbit's my go-to. Even Alhambra back in the day, Soul Sessions, that was like the go-to. But now, yeah, running like, I do the brunches at Bar Bambi and stuff as well. Just there, all those spots, they're the go-to for me. So,
what about if one thing you could go to, one place you could go to that never closed, like your favourite place you've ever went to?
Probably for me it was like Yo-Yo or even Seven and Yo-Yo. I got to DJ with like Childish Gambino and like Ice Cube and stuff like that. That was some pretty cool little things. So yeah, probably for that. And Soul Sessions at Alhambra. They were like my heyday. That was like when I was kind of at the top of my DJing prime. So yeah. That for me for sure.
All right,
yeah.
I've just seen the food roll up in the back corner, so let's get stuck into
looks
that,
good,
bro,
man.
and see how we can recover from the weekend shenanigans.
Done. Let's do it. Oh my goodness.
Hey guys, here we go. We've got 3 salads, fries, and fried chicken.
Look at that,
Man,
man.
these are literally like the most aesthetically beautiful burgers you'll ever see. Look at them. Look at them. They're so good.
Look at them in the
Look
eyes.
at this. We've got 3 of the Saints. These are like double beef patties, jalapenos, lettuce, onion, tomato. And then we've got some large fries with some extra chili cheese fries and some fried chicken, which I absolutely hate, and truffle mayo.
All right, so this is the moment of truth. We're down at Royal Stacks. Well, I'm a little bit hungover from Friday night. I'm going to try this out and see how it goes. On Shags' recommendation. Sorry, I'm not going to tell you what I think to the end of the video, so you have to stick around. But Shagger, before we jump in, there's a story that I've told on TikTok about how you got ripped off by Drake. You want to run us through that story, bro?
So we're running a Sunday night at Crown. We booked in Drake to be there for the official after party. Man, sold out tickets, unbelievable, like great, and like as always, like are they going to come? Are they going to do this? Drake rocks up, gets to his VIP area, and then literally goes to us, I want more money to jump on stage. And we're like, what do you mean? Like, we paid you all this money, like, obviously, get on stage kind of thing.
You say how much you paid?
He wanted how much I paid for it.
It was about 70 grand.
Yeah, it was about 70 grand. And then he's like, oh, I want some extra money to get on stage. Like, man, 70 grand, I want a full performance, I want something. And they're like, no. Nah. And usually that's like management kind of getting their own money kind of thing on the way. And so we're like, no, literally we can't pay it. We're not going to pay it. And so he pretty much was there for about half an hour and then he left.
They just waved to the crowd.
Just waved to the crowd. Literally, you just see, like, it was on the paper or something like that. You just see a little hand just waving to the crowd and that was it. So, yeah, it was, like, unbelievable having him to, you can say you've had him to the club, but, yeah, didn't last long.
And the next day it was splashed all over the Herald Sun.
All over the Herald Sun, all over the news, Daily Mail, they love a good rinse. And then, yeah, went and did all that. So, yeah.
And everyone was complaining wanting their money back.
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
And did you ever get your money back from it?
No.
For those that don't know, right, this is, you said before, like, you never know if they're going to come.
Yeah.
So this is a common thing, right, or can be a common thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, because obviously they like, especially those big artists, they're so temperamental, like they'll find a girl or they'll do this or they'll just can't be bothered. They just won't come. Yeah, better offer. Money is just like, and sometimes money isn't much to them. So like, yeah. And then like the extra on top that they want, it's usually just their mates trying to, get some money and trying to feed their own pockets kind of thing. So yeah, it's not even the artist sometimes. They don't know about it.
We've all been there, man. Like another one's like on the side of stage with the full cash printed out.
Yeah,
and you pass it to the manager and he gives a thumbs up and they run on.
100%.
That's stuff that people don't see behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was good. It was a good experience. But
good experience, you reckon?
Not really, but yeah. When Drake came to the club, so yeah, that's all I can kind of say. But that's it. Yeah.
Did you get to meet him at least? Yeah.
Nah, couldn't see him. I had like my family there as well. They're like, yeah, and then
Best 70 grand you ever spent?
100%.
Let's tuck into these, man. And then I'll come back with a full review of what we think of this as a hangover feed. So we just polished off Royal Stacks, but before I give you my rating on this and the recovery points associated to this hangover feed, Shagger, it wasn't you. What makes a good hangover feed for you?
Something that I can get out of bed for, that makes me want to get out of bed and not be such a miserable bloody person. something I can just go there and just tastes good, doesn't like ruin the guts too much as well. It's something that makes me get out of bed.
All right, so the verdict, I'm gonna hit you with it. Ready? This was an 8.5 recovery point, so that's how I'm gonna measure all this thing. Would I have got out of bed for it? 100%. I would have got off the couch, put on my fucking moccasins, and I would have rolled up here, and I would have ordered this fucking feed. So why? Why was it good? Because it wasn't too greasy, the burger was bang on, just enough chilies, just enough tomato, just enough lettuce, and the chili fries were by far my favorite. They had that like real authentic, kind of like homemade. They weren't like high class, but they were just disgusting enough to cure any fucking bad hangover. Chips were delicious, chicken was great, truffle mash, great addition. This is a mad feed, I would definitely recommend it. And now I'm gonna invite over the owner. And first I wanna say thanks Shagger for coming and bringing me here because this is the first time I've eaten here. And I'll definitely be back next time I'm crawling out of bed. I might be commando crawling through the door, yelling out my order to the fucking server, but I'm back, I'm coming back. So I'm gonna get the owner to come over here and give us a little bit of a spiel and wrap up about Royal Stacks. And she can tell you why they started it. And if you want to come down here, it's in Morrabin. Shaggy, where else is it?
They got it at the MCG, Parang, like Chapel Street, and they've got this, like 2 locations in the city, man. They're everywhere. They're taking over.
There's this thing called Google. If you go to your Safari, you can write in Royal Stacks in Google, and in Melbourne, you'll be able to find one. You can come down here. This was called the Saint. We had the chili cheese fries, we had the fried chicken, we had the chips with the truffle mash. So if you want to come down here and you want to recover after a big weekend on the P155, this is your place to go. So to wrap this one up, I want to say thank you to Chef Terry, but before I say thank you and goodbye, I'd love to know why you started Royal Stacks and what's like your mantra, I guess.
Yeah, so Royal Stacks started and still is to this day a premium burger brand, born in Melbourne, almost 9 years old now. And we pride ourselves on using 100% Australian beef, GMO-free, no antibiotics or hormones at any time.
Nice. You're hungover, you're rolling to work late, it's 9 p.m, you've got to open the doors. What's your go-to hangover feed?
My go-to is exactly what you guys had, which is a Saint, 2 patties, cheddar cheese, bacon, smoky chipotle mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, onion, and spicy jalapenos.
You did a way better version of explaining that burger than Shags did. So thank God we had you down here.
Thank you for coming down.
Thank you for having us, and this was
No worries.
unbelievable. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.